All right, let's set the stage for this one. Today in Irvine, we're diving into a major restructuring at a local gaming giant that's shaking up the industry. Plus, a big election change might hit the ballot, and we've got sports and summer heat hacks you'll want to hear about. Let's dive right in.
I'm Leah, and welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett, coming to you from Irvine, California.
And I'm Garrett. Thanks for joining us.
First up, Obsidian Entertainment lays off 52 employees amid Microsoft's Xbox restructuring. Obsidian is the Irvine video game studio known for role-playing games like Fallout New Vegas and The Outer Worlds. They were founded in 2003 and were acquired by Microsoft in 2018. Microsoft announced broader job cuts of about 1,600 across Xbox on July 6th, tied to rising hardware costs and stiff competition in the industry. Despite the cuts, Obsidian's Irvine facility stays open. Industry watchers are also pointing to what's being called a hardware crisis. That's when parts that make consoles and devices, like computer chips and memory, get pricier and harder to source, pushing up costs and timelines.
Yeah, that hits different. Anytime you hear layoffs, it's tough, especially when it's right here in town. I'm concerned about the direction the industry's taking. When the price of parts spikes and competition ramps up, studios feel the squeeze first. What's interesting is keeping the Irvine facility open, even with 52 roles gone. Why keep the doors open if you're cutting staff?
Real talk, it likely comes down to maintaining core teams and ongoing projects while trimming costs. Microsoft bought Obsidian in 2018, so keeping the studio active here preserves talent and production pipelines even as they restructure. Still, for our local economy and the people affected, it's a hard day.
All right, let's roll on. Next up, Irvine considers ranked choice voting, with voters set to decide in November. Ranked choice voting is a ballot system where you list candidates in order of preference. If your top pick doesn't get enough support, your vote moves to your next choice. It's meant to reduce the spoiler effect. That's when similar candidates split the vote and a less popular candidate wins. The City Council voted on July 14th to place the measure on the November ballot, and if approved, Irvine could adopt it by 2028. It's already used in several California charter cities. Supporters say it can calm negative campaigning and encourage broader coalitions. Concerns remain about cost to implement and whether it could confuse voters at first. One more note. Huntington Beach, our neighbor to the west, has been tentatively ordered by a judge to implement ranked choice voting, which adds some regional momentum to this conversation.
Let's unpack this. The potential upside is meaningful. Fewer attack ads, more consensus candidates, and voters don't feel boxed into picking the so-called lesser of two options. I get the concerns on training, costs, and clear instructions. But modernizing how we vote in a careful and well-explained way could be worth it. The key is clean voter education. Simple examples, practice ballots, and translation support so nobody feels lost. Okay, switching gears just a little. Experts at UC Irvine gathered at the Beckman Center, the university's conference hub, to talk about kids and technology. The focus was on quality and context of screen use over just counting minutes. Generative AI came up a lot. That's the kind of artificial intelligence that makes new content, like stories, images, or even game levels, based on patterns it has learned. Panelists said it can help kids create, but it can also do too much for them and crowd out their own imaginative play if we're not careful. They also urged parents and teachers to avoid tech panic, that wave of fear that tends to hit when a new tool shows up. Instead, they suggested guiding kids towards safe, creative, age-appropriate content and talking about what they're making and seeing online.
That's a solid point. I'm down for the approach where you focus on what the kid is doing with the screen, not just how long they're on it. If AI helps a kid draft a story outline, but the kid still fills in the details, that feels like a win. And tech panic. Yeah, we've seen that before. Better to set guardrails like which apps are okay and what sharing is safe than to shut everything down. Guidance over fear, basically. Here we go, next one. Orange County is hosting USA Water Polo's Junior Olympics, the world's largest youth water polo tournament, bringing in teams from all over. The girls compete July 18th through 21st, and the boys compete July 23 through 26. Finals land at the William Willett Aquatic Center here in Irvine, our big championship-level pool complex that's been hopping all summer with national events. Some local high school stars are in the mix. A few are missing because they're representing the U.S. at the Under-16 World Championships in Croatia. Hosting events like this boosts Irvine's sports tourism profile. More visitors, more hotel nights, and a lot of hometown pride in the stands.
That's fascinating. It really shows how Irvine is becoming a sports destination. We get the community energy and a bump for local businesses. Sure, it's a bummer when a few players miss the Junior Olympics, but representing Team USA at a world championship is a once-in-a-lifetime shot. Big picture, it's all good news for the athletes and for the city's reputation. Last up, Wild Rivers Water Park is offering cool relief during the heat. Families have been heading there as temps hit the 80s across Orange County. Quick refresher, Wild Rivers is the water park at the Irvine Great Park that reopened in 2022 after being closed for more than a decade. Big draws include Pelican Plunge and the Castaway River, the classic lazy river float. They're also throwing a Christmas in July event on July 25th, with holiday music, photos with Santa, and themed activities. It's a very Irvine mix of summer and sparkle.
Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool, right? I've got fond memories of Wild Rivers, and it's great to see it back, giving families an affordable way to beat the heat. It's one of those places that threads old-school nostalgia with new energy. You get continuity, community, and a quick cool down all in one. And that's a wrap for today on Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett from Irvine, California.
Stay cool, take care, and join us again tomorrow.